Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to the Let's Keep Moving with Risha podcast. This is Risha. I'm a motivational speaker, content creator, and I love talking about things that will help you keep moving in your life, especially on areas like your life, mental health, love, growth, and everything in between. So if you're ready, let's keep moving. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate you spending time with me today, spending time to grow, to learn, and to keep moving forward. So you already know na naman na I love attending retreats. Friends, I'm a product of retreats. I love that it gives you a fresh start. And every time na I get to attend retreats, it's always like the best decision ever. And actually, I feel a little lost pa before my last retreat, like what I mentioned in the previous episodes. Sabi ko nga, I might not be able to give support and to be of support to the attendees kasi feeling ko at that time, ang dami-dami kong dala. But when I was there, I also got surprised of how I played all in supporting the participants. I'm so proud of how I held space for the participants. It was just so beautiful to be able to see healed people and to be a part of that. I'm so happy that I got to be part of their journey, part of their healing journey, because I wouldn't have it any other way. I was happy that I was there. Today, let's talk about all the amazing things that I learned from the retreat, and hopefully some will speak to you. So if you're ready, without further ado, let's keep moving. The number one thing that I learned from the retreat is that absolutely everyone is attracted to the light. So what does that mean? I noticed that for the past year, since I wasn't a regular student, I feel like people are drawn to me, and I would take that as a sign that everyone is just attracted to the light. I believe that I'm different. I listen to podcasts, I run, I do content, I've been working early, I juggle it all. So I feel like ever since I'm always different and I get to have that gift. When you're different, people are drawn to you and you don't even have to try. And when you really embody that light, people will be drawn to you even more. People will just meet you and they would want to spend time with you. People would want to spend more time talking with you and sharing that light. Kasi totoo na when you do the inner work, the rest will fall into place. And so never ever underestimate that power you have in you. Most of the time, feeling natin na ito lang kasi ako. Feeling natin, ito lang yung kaya kong ibigay. Feeling natin, na-exhaust mo na yung potential mo. But the truth is, if you just allow that light to shine, you have no idea how many people you get to inspire. And siguro it only takes one person, maybe it's just me, to remind you that you can do greater things. You can do hard things. And you deserve to see what's going to happen if you don't give up. Sometimes because of all that happened to us, we tend to dim our light. Sometimes because of family issues, because of problems, traumas, and all the baggages we're carrying, we feel like we're not capable of shining. We're not capable of doing more and being our best and reaching our fullest potential. But if you know that everyone is attracted to the light, you will start shining. And how do you become that light? You start working on yourself. You start serving yourself first. Ate Risha, paano ko gagawin yun? How do I start? Or where do I start? Maybe you could start by reading books, as that feeds your soul. You can start moving your body, exercising, doing home workouts. Maybe you can start listening to podcasts. Maybe you can start writing. Maybe you can start watching very informative videos. Maybe you can start learning about yourself. Maybe you can start discovering a new hobby. If you make yourself so good, everybody is attracted to you. I do not mean it in a way that, people or guys will be attracted to you. But no, I mean it in a way na networks are attracted to you. Opportunities are attracted to you. And magugulat ka na lang, you will receive help. Even if you don't need it. You will receive help from people who see you. You will receive help from people who gets to see that talent, that potential, and you don't even have to try. So hopefully, as you listen to this first point, the light is in you. Hindi yan pwedeng kuhanin ng ibang tao. People can only inspire you. People can only make you remember that light. But it's only you who can do the work to make it shine. That's the first thing. Isa yun sa mga totoo talaga na natutunan ko from attending retreats and of course, from the last weekend. That when you're embodying that light, when you're just serving yourself, and when you're committed to healing, people will just see you and they will be drawn to you. The next thing is the person who goes first has always more options. So I am gonna give an example and hopefully mag-make sense siya sa inyo. The person who goes first has more options. For example, papasok ka ng bus. Ikaw yung una sa pila. Pagpasok mo, wala pang laman. You can choose the seat that's perfect for you or the seat that you want. But if you go last, mamimili ka na lang dun sa tira-tira, diba? Mamimili ka na lang dun sa kung saan available. And sometimes, kung ano yung available na lang, hindi ka komportable sa seat na yon. But if you go first, if maaga ka pumunta, if you really prepared or spare an hour to go to the bus para mauna ka sa pila, ikaw yung una, ikaw yung may options. And that's the same thing with what's happening to our lives. When you're first with any opportunity, with any kind of situation, you always have more options. Yung iba nagtatry pa lang, ikaw, natry mo na, you already learned from it and you figured out a better way to do it. There's this one activity sa retreat wherein yung activity is outdoors. Since nandun kami sa kalagitnaan ng forest, feel na feel mo yung release mo, yung connectedness mo sa nature. And our mantra at that time was, the person who goes first has more options. So yung mga nauna, dun sila nakapag-activity sa labas. However, umulan kasi. So everybody has to go inside. So what does that mean? It would have been a better experience kung nasa labas ka. It would have been an amazing experience if you were outside. But because you allowed people to go first, you did not take your chance. You were left with no choice. You were left with no choice but to conduct that activity indoors. Which of course you would say na, okay lang din na nandito na sa loob. But in that way, it sounds like you're settling for that. When you were given an option naman in the beginning. So yeah. It's something to think about. And maybe there's also something happening in your life wherein you're allowing everybody else to go first. That sometimes you go last. That sometimes na nagsisettle ka na lang kung ano yung tira. Nagsisettle ka na lang kung ano yung tira-tirahan from other people. It shouldn't happen that way. So maybe this story and this advice, this second point, is your sign to go first. To raise your hand first. To be the example. Because when you go first, you become people's permission piece na pwede pala. You become people's permission piece that they can too. Before, I didn't think that it's possible to join races. And so I tried joining one. And then after that, I joined a half a marathon. And people were so inspired by it. And they keep sending me message na, you're the reason why I started running. Believe me, when I started running and started posting those stories every single morning, I saw so many people from my friend list who are trying that same activity or that same sport. I feel so happy kasi imagine that power, that influence, and that inspiration na you become these people's permission piece na, oh, I can run even if I'm not sporty. Oh, I can try that even if I wasn't really born an athlete. And isn't that beautiful that in simple ways, we get to reminded that we are powerful. Our words are powerful, our actions are powerful, our intentions are powerful. And only when you get to share that light, you get to realize na, di ko kailangan maging influencer, di ko kailangan maging content creator to influence people. I can just make something out of what I have right now and where I am in. So the first thing is, everybody is attracted to the light. The second thing is, the person who goes first has always more options. So maybe this is your sign or your call to go first. The third is, I feel so excited to share this with everybody because this is the first time na I hear it. Sabi doon, focus on your lane because there is no traffic there. Ooh, and that hits deep talaga. Focus on your lane because there is no traffic there. When you scroll online, everybody seems like they have it all figured out. And of course, aalamin mo what they do, diba? What they do differently, what are they doing for a living, can I copy that? Kasi pag ginaya ko, baka I can guarantee my own results. And people probably had this feeling hundreds of years ago too. But back then, the only people you could realistically compare yourself to were those around you. They can only compare themselves to the people around them. Whereas now, we're comparing ourselves to literally everyone thanks to social media, diba? Because the way the algorithm works, we're not just seeing ordinary people living ordinary lives. What we're also seeing, we're seeing the 20-year-old who's already scaled their business to 100 million. We feel like we're so left behind. But I realized this during the retreat that I should focus on my lane because there is no traffic in here. And that posed a question to myself then na maybe I'm pressuring myself too much. High expectations can really make something feel impossible. But lowering the stakes can make a huge difference. There's always going to be someone who looks like they're way further ahead than I am. But the reality is, there's really no true finish line. Or the point where you have to catch up. Everyone experiences time anxiety. Even the most successful ones. They do. Believe me, the second thing that I need to do is to appreciate that I'll never win the comparison game if I'm playing it in the first place. So the question isn't how do I catch up? It's never the question. The question is, why do I feel like I'm in this race to begin with? And isn't that a good prompt, diba? The question is never, how do I catch up? Paano ako makakasabay? But the question is, why do I feel like I have to catch up? Why do I feel like I'm in this race to begin with? There is no race to finish. There is no true race to finish. And the retreat was a reminder of that. Na everyone is just doing the best that they can with the resources they have. Everyone is just trying their best. Everyone is just healing. Everyone is just trying. Everybody is just doing their best. And only if I get to appreciate that, dun ko lang malis yung sarili ko sa comparison game. That I've come so far. Sabi ko nga, when I think about the progress I've made the past couple of years, I'm so far from it. It means that I've grown so much. I've learned so much. And I've come so far. Dati pangarap ko lang na magkaroon ng collab with brands. But right now, I get paid for doing it. And it's only been a couple of years. It's so easy to underestimate na ito lang yung brands na I worked with. Ito lang yung kinikita ko from here. Ito lang yung ganito ko. But I always have to go back to where I am 2 years ago. This was just a dream. And to be able to get to do this work is a blessing in itself. And the only person that I should compare myself with is the person I am 2 years ago. Or the person I was 5 years ago. Not to somebody else. Even if they inspire me. Even if their story is amazing. I shouldn't compare my journey to other people. And I hope you won't do the same as well. Attending retreats for some could be an escape, but for me, it's a restart. It's amazing how just one weekend could heal the trauma or exhaustion you've been carrying for years or for decades. And it says so much about the importance talaga of surrounding yourself with positive energy and the right people. I really pray that you, at least once lang, kahit once lang, you get to attend retreats then. And I guarantee talaga that you'll really realize, learn, and heal from that retreat. That's about it, everybody. Thank you so much for spending time with me. This is just a very quick episode, but hopefully you learned something. I'd love to know your thoughts. Share us what you learned. And for the poll naman, what's your most favorite? Actually, kumukulog na ngayon. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. And you can also share your takeaways online through story or resharing stories. I'd love to see all of those. Again, this has been your friend and your host, Risha. Know that I am grateful for you. I've always been. And I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you big time. I'll see you soon. And until then, don't forget to always keep moving. Bye!